News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KVNU.
It's now 4:05 on this hot Thursday afternoon. Are you surviving? We'll feel right in the KVNU studios with your local headlines. I've got a weather forecast update coming up for you in just a minute. Well, Republican legislative leaders confirmed yesterday that they will not be pursuing a constitutional amendment this year to reassert control over citizen-led ballot initiatives, choosing instead to let ongoing litigation play out in court. Now, House Speaker Mike Schultz said that he believes that the appropriate action is to allow the litigation to continue through the courts before considering whether any further action is necessary. Now, Senate President Stuart Adams also echoed that sentiment, backing the judicial process. Now, the decision marks a shift for the Republican-controlled legislature, which previously had attempted to pass Amendment D in 2024 before the Utah Supreme Court voided it. Now, the legal battle stems from Proposition 4, a citizen initiative that created an independent redistricting process in 2018. Now, while voting rights groups like Better Boundaries have celebrated the pause, noting public pushback against legislative overrides, they warn that lawmakers may attempt similar measures in the future. Turning to other news, a 22-year-old Utah State University student has pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a friend at his apartment last year, according to court records. Nolan Forrest Hoyt entered his pleas last month in Logan's First District Court. Now, under the plea agreement that spares him a possible prison sentence, Hoyt pleaded guilty to a Class A misdemeanor count of sexual battery and a Class B misdemeanor count of lewdness. Now, the victim had reported back in March of 2025 an incident to USU police after waking up to find Hoyt molesting her. Now, she later confronted Hoyt in a recorded phone call during which he admitted to touching her without consent. Now, police said that Hoyt also acknowledged his actions. To investigators, Hoyt is currently out of jail and is scheduled to be sentenced coming up next month. And the Salt Lake City Planning Commission voted unanimously this week to recommend a total ban on private correctional facilities and jails within certain city districts. It's a move aimed at blocking future immigration detention centers. Now, the petition now heads to the Salt Lake City Council for final approval. If passed, it would eliminate private prisons and community correctional facilities as approved conditional uses within light manufacturing and mixed-use zones. Now, city officials stated that the ban is necessary to protect local equity goals and conserve city resources, noting that such facilities could consume large amounts of water. Now, the zoning change would not affect land already owned by the federal or state government. Now, of course, it follows the Department of Homeland Security's recent purchase of that local warehouse near the Salt Lake City International Airport that was going to be used for a planned ICE detention facility, though recent reports suggest that the DHS is now trying to offload that property. Well, we've had hot temperatures this afternoon, and it's only going to get hotter the next couple of days as we're staying in the mid to low 90s through the rest of the afternoon. Tonight, dropping into the low 60s to high 50s. We'll see clear skies continuing overnight into tomorrow. Temperatures for Friday going to be up around 96 to 98, and then triple digits coming for the weekend as an extreme heat warning has been issued now from the National Weather Service, as we're going to see likely triple-digit temperatures through the weekend and into next week. And bringing you our weather here at the top of the hour is Napa Auto Parts. Whatever you need to keep your car running during these hot summer days, they have in stock and on sale at your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're located from Preston to Providence. It's Napa Auto Parts. And KVNU News Time is now 4:08, and KVNU's For the People Show with Jason Williams is coming up next. I'll have another check of local news coming up at the bottom of the hour. For KVNU News, I'm Will Feelright.
Weeds don't take the summer off, and now, neither does Logan Extermination. Their new specialty lawn spray isn't temperature sensitive, so it keeps fighting weeds even during the hottest days of summer. For just $55, they'll treat up to 1,000 square feet, targeting tough weeds like dandelions, thistle, and the king of all weed kings, morning glory. Call Logan Extermination today at 435-752-8450. That's 752-8450. Online at loganextermination.net, a division of Anderson Seed and Garden.
News Talk KVNU.
Who do you turn to if you want to change out your wood or pellet stove? Advanced Fireplace and Stove. They were voted the gold medalist for Best of Northern Utah for the 6th year in a row in the fireplace retrofit category. Be ready when the government's next wood and pellet replacement incentives pop up. Advanced Fireplace and Stove can help you navigate the paperwork. For more information, call Advanced Fireplace and Stove, the 6-time Best of Northern Utah gold medalist. 752-7272. Online at advancedfireplaceandstove.com.
KVNU's For the People with Jason Williams and Bill Walter.
And it is Utah known as the fraud capital of the world. Not because we have more people committing fraud, but because we have so many people falling for it.
Going beneath the headlines and connecting you to the newsmakers.
The radio is a great way to get the word out to a lot of people in an emergency. So we thank you for your help and being a partner with us.
For the People on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM, 102.1 FM, online at 610kvnu.com, and on the KVNU mobile app.
Welcome to KVNU's For the People. It is Thursday, July 9th. I'm Jason Williams. 88 degrees here at the Radio Ranch at 4:11 in the afternoon. We have a lot to talk about today, so we're going to jump right in. But I do want to tell listeners this. You're going to want to stick around after the For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in Hour 1. We're going to transition into Hour 2 with very special guests joining us from the Utah Helitack team. This is literally a team of firefighters. I'm not exaggerating. When wildfires first reported, this team of between 8 and 10 men and women are flown out to the site of the wildfire, dropped off, and left. They are the first response in many situations. They serve as supply and even firefighter transportation coordinators after the main firefighting has begun. But they are literally, in many cases, the first responders, dropped off at the fire and left. Honestly, I cannot wait to find out what this experience is like. So we're going to talk to them at the start of Hour 2 of today's show. Here in Hour 1, though, as I mentioned, it's time for this week's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill joining us here in the studio. And Charlie, you brought a friend today.
Yeah. This is Gavin Syme from the Eccles Theater. And he's going to finally tell us the truth about what's coming up at the Eccles Theater this year, their national touring season.
I'm sorry I made you wait, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
Well, you didn't make me wait. I could have broke this story a couple weeks ago by reading it off the wall in the Bullen Center.
Well, I appreciate you not saying anything.
I have been looking. Charlie and I have been tracking this kind of like. The big announcements for recruiting in the NFL. In fact, last week we were talking, and I just happened to love the website, and I said, Charlie, the placeholders are gone. Are they going to they're going to announce this? The touring season at the Eccles draws so much excitement, with good reason, and I can't wait to hear what you have to tell us today.
And more than normal this season.
Yes, so this is the biggest season we've ever done in the history of the Eccles. We've got 15 different shows coming through. I've got a big old list here. You guys want me to just start rattling them off? And we'll stop
bet.
At what you guys think is interesting?
That's what you're here for.
All right. September 22nd, we have the Phil Collins story. So these are the same folks who brought us the Simon and Garfunkel story. I don't know if you guys remember that, about 3 years ago.
That was popular.
Mm-hmm. It's a mix of a documentary and a cover concert. September 22nd on that. And then we're following that on October 1st with Ocean in Concert. So it's the David Attenborough documentary on Disney+.
Which is beautiful and very moving. For a documentary,
wonderful.
I can't wait to see this live as an actual performance.
Well, and the kind of ringer on this is the orchestra that's going to be performing is Cash Symphony Orchestra. So they actually brought this show to us. They asked, hey, we really want to do this. Are you guys happy to host us, present us? And we're happy we were able to make it work.
I'm excited for this one. Even if you've seen the documentary, to see this live in a big screen setting with a live symphony, so excited. Anyway, that one I've already got tickets to. Can you tell?
Good. And yeah, tickets are available right now, casharts.org. Any of these shows, you can come on, grab your seats. They are going pretty fast. Following Ocean in concert, we have Shanghai Ballet. They're going to be performing The Butterfly Lovers, which is the Chinese Romeo and Juliet. It's 50 dancers live on stage, huge production, very spectacular, lots of fun light work.
That's very cool.
And then this is one I know you're quite excited for, Fraggle Rock Live.
I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be sold as for the kids, but I want to tell adults, don't assume that. Even if you don't have children, this might be for you.
Well, all the Muppets work on two levels,
right?
Yeah, there's the kid level and there's the adult level.
Well, and these ones are life size, so it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I've been going through some of the videos they've been sending me, and it's probably one of the ones I'm most excited to see.
This is, I've always had a thing about this, but is there any way we can get some? I'm sure there are contractual things about this, but some behind the scenes technical video of how they do this? Because I've seen video myself. That's why I want to see this, because there's a lot happening on stage. I think I want to know how they did that. Very cool stuff.
And I have good news. I do have those videos.
Really?
Keep an eye on our social media.
Oh, very cool.
Those will be coming out around October.
Looking forward to that.
And then we hit our Christmas season. So we're presenting 2 different Christmas shows this year. We have, first off, on December 2nd, we have the Swingles and Acapella Christmas. They're a UK-based acapella group. They've won 5 different Grammy Awards. They're going to do a collection of songs, kind of a nice family acapella group.
Very cool.
And then we are bringing in Utah's very own, a Kurt Bester Christmas.
Always popular.
He's been up here a couple times, and we asked him to be on our season this year.
Yeah, he was really good last year.
They're fantastic over there. He does great work.
How long has he been doing this? Do you know?
Oh, years and years.
It's been
decades.
Decades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very well-known guy in Utah.
No, it's got to be like 20, 30 years, right?
At least.
Oh, yeah.
Right? At least. I'll do some Googling while you get to the next one. Because now I'm curious.
That does close out our 2026. Everything else is going to be in 2027, starting with a bit of a unique show called Mama, I'm a Big Girl Now. So it's a Broadway review starring the 3 original cast members of Hairspray. So it's Marissa Janet Winokur, Carrie Butler, and Laura Bell Bundy.
Oh. So these are some big time. These are well-known people.
I didn't know Laura Bell Bundy was a Broadway star. Mm-hmm. She was on that awful sitcom with Charlie Sheen.
What was that?
Anger Management.
Yeah.
Okay.
After he got busted off of 2.5 Men.
Very short-lived.
She replaced Selma Blair on the show.
I know her from, she was the original Broadway Elle in Legally Blonde.
Oh, really?
And I think for my generation, Laura Bell Bundy, it's actually the first time I've really been starstruck working at my job.
Really?
Was Laura Bell Bundy.
Getting to meet her?
Oh, it was wonderful. But they recorded her original Broadway performance and they put it on MTV. It's actually still on YouTube, I believe.
Really?
And she's just incredible.
That's very cool. The 3 of the originals, again, from Hairspray. 20th anniversary. I didn't realize that. By the way, a quick answer to our trivia question. Kurt Bester has been at this for 45 years. Oof. He's written over 40 film scores. Yeah. Anyway, coming to the Eccles for Christmas.
December 12th.
December 12th.
Following Mama, I'm a Big Girl Now, we have Lady Smith Black Mambazo on January 28th. I don't know if either of you are familiar with them. They're a South African choir. Their most famous thing, they were featured on Paul Simon's Graceland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that'll be a great show.
Really made that album.
They have 5 Grammy wins and 19 nominations.
Really?
They are our most Grammy awarded group coming through this season.
That is very cool.
And then we have BYU's Living Legends. So this is, they bring in performers of Native descent from like the Polynesian Islands, Native Americans, and from Latin America. And they do kind of that classic cultural dance. And this one is titled Seasons, and it's a heartfelt celebration of Latin American, Polynesian, and Native American cultures.
Oh, nice. These are, so I've seen, it was a scaled down version of one of these shows. These are really impactful to see. And you get to learn a lot of the history of what you're seeing as well throughout. So I'm a fan of the Living Legends tours.
They do great work, and it's fun too watching. They're college kids.
Yeah,
and they're just up there killing it.
That's very cool.
After that, as we lead into Valentine's Day on February 12th, we have Jazz at Lincoln Center's Swinging Songs of Broadway. It's very similar to some of the previous Jazz at Lincoln Center shows we've had come through. It's a bit of a review, playing a large collection of songs. They're going to be covering stuff from Hamilton, Wicked, South Pacific, West Side Story, that sort of stuff.
Which is what everybody does nowadays.
Yeah.
But fun jazzy arrangements.
Yeah, it should be.
That is.
Should be a lot of fun.
And that was February 12th, right?
February 12th.
Swinging Songs of Broadway. Very nice.
If you'll notice, our January 23rd through February 26th, we have, how many is that? 6 different shows. So it's
impressive.
It's packed little month there.
That is keeping us all busy. Well, and this is also a time when a lot of the other companies here in the Valley are kind of taking their seasonal breaks, getting ready for the new season. So, Charlie, you have no free weekends.
Or weekdays.
I'll cry all the way to the box office.
Fair enough. That is very cool.
But after Jazz at Lincoln Center, we're bringing back probably one of our most popular shows from last season, International Guitar Night.
And that last year was wild. It's a great show.
It's a pretty cool program they've got going. The guy who runs it, his name's Brian Gore. He brings in 4 different guitarists every year. And so it's going to be 4 new guitarists, not the same ones that came this year. It's going to be Jim Chemo West, Luca I'm going to butcher his last name. Stricagnoli. I think that's close enough. Minnie Marks and Roxanne Alfasci. And they all have pretty big online followings, and they're different specialties. So like Luca, he does double neck guitars, which is pretty
That's
wild
impressive to see.
And that's the one that I'm most looking forward to personally.
That is, I talked to some folks after last year's show who said they loved that it kind of seemed like they were actually putting the show together as the show went on. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't really entirely planned out start to finish. They would play off of each other and exchange ideas on stage, and that's really fun.
No, they do a great show.
Yeah, last year he brought in that Russian guitarist who was just wild.
Yeah, Alexander Misko.
Yeah.
I actually didn't get to go see the show. Did he play with his CD?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. I don't understand how he does that.
I don't. I could not keep that many things together at one time.
Well, and then they all did all on one guitar, right?
Yeah.
4 of them on one. Oh,
yeah.
Wild.
It was a great show.
Let's see. Following that, we've got Clue on February 25th and 26th. So this is the Broadway play based off the film, which I had to own up to Charlie before this that I actually have not seen.
You haven't seen the film. Shame on you.
So Gavin doesn't know how it ends. Nobody tell him until he gets a chance.
I still need to do my research.
Well, it keeps ending and ending and ending and ending.
Does it go through like each of the board game possibilities?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and it's so funny.
Okay. And that's Tim Curry, right?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the right thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the butler.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to put it on the list.
And the butler done it.
The butler done it. Oh, he's so funny in that. This is a fun one, to say the least.
And that's a 2-night deal.
That is, yes.
Oh, really?
So they recently performed down in Salt Lake. It's that same show.
Oh, okay.
So that's February 25th and 26th.
Yes.
And if it sells out, Wendy will schedule a third performance in the afternoon.
No promises, but there's a really good chance of that.
Looking at it, I just went through out of curiosity to see what was already gone. Get your tickets for this one now. They are on sale. But this is how many months away? 6-ish, February 25th, 2027. And people are gobbling these tickets up already.
Oh, wait till we get to the next one.
Really?
So following Clue, we have it's a favorite from a lot of ours in the office, Riverdance.
Mm. This one will sell out.
It's a fun show. Our favorite thing, we were reading the rider the other day. They require 50 pounds of ice
Whoa,
after
really?
Act 2, yes, for their feet.
What kind of stage planning then goes? You have to keep that there on hand to cool their feet. Mm-hmm. How does one do that backstage? Are you still figuring that out, or do they know how to do it?
We're still figuring
it out.
We've got a couple months before we get there.
That's a very different writer request than you would normally get.
Probably, yeah.
It raised a few eyebrows for sure.
That's interesting.
And that is also a 2-night presentation.
Yes. Yeah, if you guys will notice, we have a lot more 2 nights coming up, and really that's thanks to the Cache Valley audience. This last season we had, it was our most attended. We had so many people show up that we were able to bring in some of these bigger shows and have them for 1 or 2 nights, where typically they would only play down in Salt Lake.
Yeah, we before the show started, we were talking about Wendy Hassan, the artistic director, being able to sell out 3 performances of Hadestown, including a Tuesday afternoon matinee. Unbelievable.
And now being able to go brag about that when she pitches, that is huge. Especially if you've grown up here in Cache Valley and know the Valley, to sell out a 2 p.m. matinee on a Tuesday afternoon, late in the run too. This wasn't opening day. Just honestly amazing. And I would imagine that does make it a little easier to grab these 2-night touring shows.
They're much more excited. They're like, okay, Cache Valley's ready for this kind of stuff.
Proven that it can be done, huh? Very cool. How many pounds of ice again? Sorry.
50.
50 pounds of ice just to get the swelling out of their feet.
I kind of want to sneak back there and see what those feet look like.
Yeah,
they've
honestly.
Got to be wrecked.
Well, they've got about 30 performers, so that's only a pound of ice apiece.
That's true.
Is it going to be enough?
I would think so.
That is wild. And I also didn't realize this is Riverdance, the new generation, 30 years?
Yes, so it's actually...
I didn't realize that.
It's their first tour where all of the performers are younger than the age of the company.
Wow. I knew it had been a while. I didn't realize 30 years.
When Riverdance first came out, and then they followed up with Lord of the Dance and all those kind of things, there was, this, oh, wow, this is something totally different. But people have, despite the fact that the novelty is worn off, people are still fascinated by watching these kind of performers.
Why would they do this? They have to have 50 pounds of ice.
50 pounds of ice to save
the audacity. You have to go see it.
Well, there's some tradition behind this. People always say, well, why do they keep their hands at their side? Originally, Irish dancers who were performing for British audiences in Ireland had their hands tied behind their backs.
Yeah.
Because the Brits didn't trust them with good reason.
They were technically prisoners at
Yeah.
the time.
You must dance.
Yeah. That is... And one of the coolest things about seeing one of these is you'll see at least once in every show, you'll see something that looks physically impossible happen on stage in front of you live. You know it just happened, but your brain says, "No, that can't happen."
Yeah, you can't.
But they do it. It's honestly amazing. I saw that with the acrobats last year, too. There was a couple of points in that one. I'm like, oh, that's not physically possible. These sell out and draw a huge crowd. Theories as to what is it that gets people so excited about this?
I think part of it is in Utah, there's a big emphasis on genealogy. So I think there's a lot of kind of a feel towards cultural heritage. A little bit there.
That would make sense.
I think it's just fun. Like, it's fun for the whole family. Like, you don't really have to worry content-wise what people are going to see. Sometimes with dance shows, the outfits can be a little more revealing than normal.
Not here.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
This is honestly an amazing lineup, and we're not done yet. We've got to go to a news break here, so you'll have to wait to hear the final entries in the 26-27 touring season at the Eccles. If you want to cheat, during the news break, you can visit the website, casharts.org. And honestly, I'm not being dramatic here. I would recommend if one of these or if several of these are on your must-see lists, I would recommend starting to pick up tickets now because some of these are attracting attention very quickly. And, again, a few more to announce in the 2026-27 touring season through the Ellen Eccles Theater Cash Arts program. Gavin Syme here in the studio with Charlie and I, and we'll be back with more of the For the People Theater Hour right after this look at the news with KVNU's Will Feel Right.
Well, thank you, Jason. Utah prosecutors are playing audio clips in open court today of law enforcement interviewing the roommate of the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Now, Tyler Robinson is charged with aggravated murder in the fatal shooting of Kirk, a close ally of President Donald Trump, back on September 12th while he was speaking at a crowd of students at Utah Valley University. Now, Robinson has not yet entered a plea. Defense attorneys had fought the public release of the interviews with Robinson's roommate, Lance Twiggs, arguing that media broadcasts of the statements would characterize them as a confession and undermine the defendant's right to a fair trial. Now, Twiggs, who was granted immunity, allegedly received a text and a note from Robinson stating that he had targeted Kirk. Now, defense lawyers have also disputed FBI DNA evidence attempting to link Robinson to the recovered rifle, while State District Judge Tony Graff will be deciding at the conclusion of this week's preliminary hearing if prosecutors have sufficient evidence to bind Robinson over for trial. Meanwhile, public health officials again have issued a high-level danger warning for Manaway Reservoir after detecting a harmful algae bloom producing dangerous toxins in the water. Now, the Bear River Health Department announcing the advisory this week, warning the public to avoid multiple recreational activities until conditions improve. Now, under the danger health warning, individuals are instructed not to drink the reservoir water or to completely avoid swimming, wading, paddling, and or water skiing. Now, officials also emphasize that dogs must be kept entirely out of the water as the toxic algae can be fatal to pets. Now, boating is prohibited in any areas also where the algae is visible. Now, those who are fishing in the reservoir are permitted to continue fishing at the reservoir, but they must carefully discard the skin and internal organs of any fish caught before consumption. Now, health officials say they will continue to monitor the water quality and determine when it's safe to lift those restrictions. And finally, the state of Utah has revoked the license of Provo Canyon School's Springville campus. It's a boarding school where socialite Paris Hilton alleges that she was abused as a teenager, citing repeated failures to provide health and safety services. Now, the state action, effective on Monday, follows wide-ranging citations since last year, which included inadequate staffing, unnecessary restraints, neglect, and failing to seek immediate medical care for a seriously injured student. Now, all campus services must terminate by August 6th, though the school does have 15 days to request an appeal hearing. Now, Hilton, who has advocated nationally for tighter oversight of the troubled teen industry, praised the decision this week, stating that the state of Utah had confirmed decades of survivor stories regarding abuse and trauma. Now, the school's current administration expressed disagreement with the revocation and is now evaluating their legal options. State officials say they are working with guardians also to relocate the remaining students. Oh, we've got an extreme heat warning that's going to be going into effect for this weekend as temperatures are going to continue to climb, as we'll stay in the mid to low 90s through the rest of the afternoon. Tonight, drop into the low 60s to high 50s. We'll see clear skies continuing overnight and into tomorrow with temperatures mid to high 90s for Friday. Then, 100s coming for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. It looks like this extreme heat is going to go at least through Tuesday and Wednesday, but then may start to drop a little bit for us. Not much, but maybe a little. And weather this hour brought to you by Cardall's Insulation. If you're finding that your home AC unit just is not cutting it anymore, before you run out and replace the AC unit, you may want to check the insulation in your home. Proper insulation can keep your home's temperatures more consistent and make your home a lot more quiet. It's Cardall's Insulation. Call them today at 755-5012. And for KVNU News, I'm Will Feelright.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Tensions escalating between the U.S. and Iran, with both launching strikes since Iran fired on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. That's led to a slowdown of shipping traffic in the waterway. ABC's Louis Martinez has more.
This is a kind of a situation that we find ourselves in, and this was supposedly the type of situation that was not supposed to be occurring during this time frame for the Memorandum of Understanding, as both Iran and the United States work towards some kind of a nuclear deal.
In Utah, the preliminary hearing continuing for Tyler Robinson, charged in the murder of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. A judge today allowing prosecutors to show a video interview played in court with Robinson's former roommate and romantic partner, talking about his conversations with Robinson. The Air Force revoking promotions for 135 airmen, saying it discovered an isolated scoring error on a required promotion exam. A separate batch of 135 airmen wrongly denied promotions due to that testing error are now being promoted. This is ABC News.
Owning a business may be stressful, but insuring it doesn't have to be. This is Matt Robbins with the Alera Group, formerly Quality First Insurance. Our experienced agents have been in the industry for many years and understand the challenges you face. As an independent agency, we have access to multiple carriers like Auto Owners Insurance to ensure you get the policy that's right for your company. Let's give your business insurance a fresh look. Call us today, 435-752-0101.
Bringing Wall Street to Main Street. From your local experts in downtown Logan, this is the Adams Wealth Advisors Market Report.
Hi, this is Brooke with Adams Wealth Advisors. Stocks reversed course and bounced back on Thursday, continuing a pattern we've seen frequently in recent months as bulls and bears continue to battle for control of the market. Much of that volatility has been concentrated in semiconductor stocks. It's becoming increasingly common to see chip makers swing more than 4% in a single day, and in some cases experience double-digit moves in both directions within the same week. Today's rally was fueled by increased investment in Micron technology, changes to China's export policies, and strong demand for SK Hynix's U.S. stock listing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 139 points to close at 52,487. The Nasdaq rose 1.3% to 26,207, and the S&P 500 climbed 0.81% to finish at 7,544. Technology once again led the market, gaining more than 2%, while other growth-oriented and risk-sensitive sectors also posted solid gains. The bond market was relatively quiet. The 5-year Treasury yield fell 3 basis points to 4.28%, while the 10-year Treasury yield declined 2 basis points to 4.55%. Gold also moved higher on the day. Markets also appear to be pricing in a lower risk that the conflict with Iran will have a lasting economic impact. Economic data changed very little from recent reports, and oil prices actually edged lower, remaining well below the highs seen in April, despite continued airstrikes between the two sides. With developments continuing to evolve on multiple fronts, we'll be watching both the markets and the geopolitical landscape closely. This is Adams Wealth Advisors. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be back with more updates tomorrow.
That's your update from Adams Wealth Advisors, guiding your financial future one day at a time. For personalized help planning yours, reach out to us at 435-752-1702. See you soon, Cache Valley. Advisory services offered through Adams Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. For important disclosures and more information, visit adamswealthadvisors.com.
Got metal? Turn it into cash fast. At Valley Recycling, we pay cash on the spot for aluminum, copper, steel, any metal you've got. Old appliances, scrap from a job site, cans you've collected. If it's metal, we're buying. No hassle, no waiting. Just pull up, drop off, and get cash. So clean up the garage, yard, barn, or shed and bring us your scrap metal. We're Valley Recycling at 145 North 10th West in Logan and valleyrecycling.com.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People Theater Hour. Never thought I'd be welcoming us back into the Theater Hour with the Fraggle Rock theme song, but for devotees out there, there you go, a little blast from the past. But you're going to get a chance to see this in a modern environment. Fraggle Rock Live, November 16th at the Eccles Theater. Gavin Syme joining Charlie and I here in the studio for the Theater Hour this week to break down the next 12 months of touring season, 2026 and 2027 at the Eccles Theater through the Cash Arts program. And we've covered a lot, to say the least, but we kind of put a teaser out there for listeners. We wrapped up. March 30th was the last one we talked about. Riverdance, a 2-night Riverdance, the new generation, Riverdance at 30. March 30th and 31st at the Eccles. And that's where we paused before the news break.
Perfect. And I guess before we get more into shows, I do want to preface, we do have a refund policy at the Eccles Theater. You can refund your tickets up to 48 hours prior to the performance. I know some of these shows are pretty far ahead, but we're able to take care of you guys that way.
This is a good reason to get in there and buy your tickets.
You really don't have to worry about being able to sell the tickets that come back in, because they'll go as fast as they do.
Yep.
You mentioned that Hadestown last year, as people would turn their tickets back in, they decided they couldn't make it, whatever it might be. You mentioned that they'd be gone by the end of the afternoon.
Oh, it was just like that. They were just snapping away. It was really fun.
That is very cool. And again, some of these, tickets are selling pretty fast, even though Clue, for example, February 25th and 26th, there are a lot of tickets gone already, or a lot of seats are gone already for that on the main floor. So word's gotten out in a very short period of time. But with that refund policy, don't be afraid to buy in advance if you're looking to see one of these. And Clue, very funny on stage. This next one I'm excited about.
It's a pretty unique show. It's our big family show of the season.
Looks really different. In a positive way.
It's from a group called Lightwire Theater, and the show's called The Adventures of Tortoise and Hare. So they do blacklight theater. So they have their actors in like these black morph suits with I don't know exactly how the tech goes, but however they attach their lights to them, and they dance around, and you just see the little shapes on stage. So it's pitch black everywhere, and you're watching these little glow-in-the-dark shapes of tortoise and hare kind of racing through. It's going to be a really good family show. We have a student matinee, so a lot of the local schools are going to be coming to see that one. And it's affordable. It'll be really great for families.
Kids are going to love this.
It seems like it's got a moral to it about modern community, because it goes into 10 years after and a new generation of tortoise and hare, and they have to deal with things like cell phones and computer access and blah, 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 blah.
All the worst things in the world.
Yes.
That is, I'm intrigued by this, the idea of taking that tortoise and the hare story and updating it for the always connected, constant notification smartphone era. That's going to be interesting.
It'll be a fun one. I think our technical director is very excited about that one.
It's interesting. This is a bit of a theme this year in a lot of ways. The latest Toy Story movie is kind of all about this, screens and tech and things like that. This will fit nicely in that arena for those of us that are kind of wondering if we're too connected.
Maybe just a little bit.
A little bit. That is April 12th, right?
Yes. And then our big season closer, our big Broadway musical we're bringing in is Waitress the Musical. I know, Charlie, are you familiar with Waitress?
You betcha.
What are your thoughts on Waitress?
Sarah Bareilles, the neat stuff. And she's the composer of the show, and drops in and out of performances. I hear.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
She'll come in and do the lead role for a week or 10 days. It's a great show, and it should be a lot of fun.
So it's based on the film with Kerry Russell. And the kind of premise is it's a waitress who's trying to make a better life for herself. It is what we've been calling it is spicy pie. The show is all about her making different pies. This is a little bit of a spicier show going into it. Probably don't bring the super youngins to this one.
That is interesting. This is a musical that's based on I think 2005, 2006 film that if I remember correctly, originally premiered at Sundance here in Utah.
Well, yeah,
and then took off.
But the movie wasn't a musical.
Yeah, the movie was.
The music has been added afterwards. They brought in Sarah Bareilles to do that. She's primarily a pop singer.
Yeah,
and just amazing composer.
And what I like about this is the movie was a bit of a towner, to say the least. And this show takes it the same themes and the same story, and makes it something that's far more engaging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the music does a real good job of adding a little bit of hope to the story.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, because that movie was heavy.
And the musical still does go through all those things. I don't want to spoil anything ahead of time.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about without. Yeah,
it's pretty spoiler related. The plot of the film.
You can't really say much without ruining it for someone who hasn't seen it. So
it's great though.
This is May 4th and 5th.
So that's it. Just 15 shows.
That's all.
Why can't you do more? More.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we had more. I'll just say that.
I was going to say, I've never seen the calendar stay exactly what it is when announced at the Eccles ever. I don't think that's in Wendy's blood at all. This is, I want to talk about that a little bit, because last year was a really impressive touring season. And I also know from talking with you, Gavin, and Wendy, and things Charlie's told me from his conversations with you both as well, it was a lot of work. Mm-hmm. So whatever were you thinking when you decided
to jump the whole thing by a third?
Let's go even bigger this year. Was that a conscious decision, or was that just some good timing on some shows? Or did you sit down and say, we can even outdo last year?
It was a bit of both.
Because honestly, I thought last year was a ceiling. I thought that was amazing, and I wouldn't have ever complained if it never got bigger than that. And yet, here you are.
Yeah, so Wendy came to us with, I want to say 10 to 12 shows back in, probably December, January. What do you guys think of these shows? Oh, this looks great. We started preparing for that to be our season. And then we kept having these great shows come in and say, hey, we really want to be a part of your season. We saw what you guys did last year and the year before. We want to be a part of it. Will you add us on? And, it's hard to say no when somebody asks you like that.
Yeah.
And we kind of had a big discussion with the team, like, hey, do we have the bandwidth? Are we feeling like we're okay to run this many? And, we decided to do it.
That is – and so there are so many considerations here. You have obviously your own schedule, things that might already be planned. And then they, I assume, have the dates that will work best for them, or in some cases maybe the only dates that will work for them. That has to be a bit of a headache, right? Planning this out for 12 months.
And so Wendy is actually right now already working on 2028. So
that's how long it takes to get this down?
We probably go through 100 to 150 shows to whittle it down to this.
Makes sense. I've always thought that was one of the difficult sides of this, is it's not just simply saying, well, this show is available and they're willing to come here. There are other factors that can determine whether it can happen or not.
And one of the big ones with us is we don't have a wing on one side of our theater. So we have a wing on, the theater people are going to hate me for my terminology. I think it's stage left. I'm not sure. I'm a arts administrator. I'm not an artist. But so we're missing one wing. So certain shows like Kinky Boots was one that we were looking at. They have a kind of like this escalator carrier thing that goes across the stage, but they need both wings. So it's just one of those shows until they can edit the tour and make it so that it can work in our space. We can't host them, unfortunately.
Makes sense.
And that might have been a risky choice for Cache Valley.
I think Cache Valley would surprise you.
I think this was done here in Utah recently. I don't remember when, but it wasn't that long ago.
I'm sure it's played at the Eccles in Salt Lake before.
Maybe that's... This is really... I don't know, I keep wanting to use the word eclectic about this season, but that is kind of an understatement. It doesn't really capture whatever it is I'm trying to say. But this is... I mean, you got everything here from cultural and historically relevant stuff. You've got... I want to say something about, if you've never had a chance to see the Ladysmith Black Mambazo. It's almost like seeing inspiring some of that old-time gospel music that just, and that feeling that comes with it, but then you throw a lot of instruments that are just so cool to hear and see being played on top of, honestly, some of the coolest voices. Make sure to put that one on your list, everyone out there listening. But my point here, again, is that this is literally kind of an around-the-world tour that you're bringing to Cache Valley between now and next May. And it's impressive. And the work that goes into this is always, I think, also difficult to convey. But it doesn't surprise me that when you say Wendy's already working on 2028.
Oh, and she's just, I cannot stress how brilliant she is at this. She knows everyone who's running these tours and just really does a good job of curating kind of what we're bringing.
That is cool. And for listeners out there, as we head to our final break here, also remember the more tickets they sell, the more weight they have to throw around in future seasons of getting these touring shows in. But again, Cache Valley has sent a message in the last several years that the audience is here, that the seats will fill up, and it's getting noticed. And you can really see that 15 shows in this year's 26-27 touring season for the Ellen Eccles Theater through the Cache Arts program. Gavin Syme, our guest here in the studio, joining Charlie and I for the For the People Theater Hour. And a few more minutes left. We'll wrap things up right after this.
News Talk 610 AM, 102.1 FM, KVNU.
The silent villain of your day, burning during your 9 a.m. meeting, red and irritated through your kid's soccer game, watering during your favorite movie. Relief is closer than you think. I'm Dr. Rebecca Freeman at Northern Utah Eye Center. We've got the weapons to fight back: IPL, Lipiflow, punctal plugs, prescription drops, and more. Come see me at Northern Utah Eye Center. We'll take your dry eyes down together. Visit northernutaheyecenter.com or call 752-2020.
You're gonna love what you see.
Has Corporate HVAC sent a salesman to diagnose your AC?
Ma'am, I've been here for 5 minutes. It's clear your air conditioner's shot.
It takes more than 5 minutes to find out if an air conditioner is not repairable. Thanks for coming from Salt Lake City. But I'm getting a free second opinion from Gary Ricks Services. They're certified in repair, not in sales.
Get your cooling fixed, call Gary Riggs. Get your AC fixed, call Gary Riggs.
I'm Larry Gelwicks, the Getaway Guru. Join me on The Travel Show every Saturday at 11 a.m., and I'll tell you where to go and how to get there with the best travel deals on the planet, including how to travel more and pay less, free this and free that promotions, and insider secrets on what the airlines, cruise lines, and hotels don't want you to know, along with your call-in travel questions. Every Saturday, 11 a.m., right here on News Talk 610 KVNU.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. This week, Charlie and I joined by Gavin Syme of the Cache Arts crew. This is a group of people who put nonstop work into bringing great entertainment options into Cache Valley. And as you've just heard, 15 shows. They one-upped themselves. After one-upping themselves last year, they one-upped themselves again this year. 15 shows in the touring season, 2026, 27. So basically, we just ran through everything you can get out and see pretty regularly at the Eccles until next May. And
no, we didn't.
Oh, that's right. I forget, Charlie. Charlie has more.
Well, in addition to, before any of this stuff starts for the touring season, Frozen is going to open. That's a Tri-Theater Alliance show, which means it combines all the talent from Music Theater West, Cache Theater Company, and Four Seasons Theater Company. and it's opening the 17th of July at the Eccles.
Runs through August 1st, and they are actually
long run.
Oh yeah, and they were loading in today, and I got to have a little sneak peek, and it looks really good.
Cool.
They're already setting up. That's amazing.
And of course, this is the Disney show, which, you know, I'm not allowed to say anything bad about. No, it's a great show. It's got a lot of good music. It combines all of the music from the original movie with some later compositions to flesh out the score. Powerhouse cast. Rachel Worthingrubb and Zach Grubb are in the leads. And I can't remember who's playing Elsa. Anyway, great cast. No question about that. Zach and Rachel were just in the Curtains and Cuisine cabaret at
Lionheart.
Lionheart Hall, yes.
That was just last week, right? Or am I further behind than that? I can't. I'm behind. There's so much going on.
There's way too much going on, and I can't remember either. But that was an impressive show. Lauren Kahn was in it. Dallin Clark, a really, really strong cast of singers doing kind of their own takes on these on shows, on music from Broadway and pop and all kinds of things, and that was a really good show. And I was surprised when the cast was announced for Frozen that that Rachel and Zach would have time to be doing two different rehearsals. But yeah, should be a great show. Long run at the Eccles from the 17th to August 1st.
Yeah.
So.
That is casharts.org for tickets. And then right after that, like literally 5 days after that, you've got the Pickleville on tour.
With Juanito Bandito and is it Prairie Pirate Posse?
Prairie Pirate Posse. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, it's just, that's why I cheat and just say the Pickleville show. That's a 3-day run, August 7th through the 10th. And that's literally just 5-6 days after Frozen wraps. And yeah, it's a big year, to say the least. Does Wendy take a vacation?
So she's
taking a vacation
right
now.
Okay, so this is her one break that she gets.
Well,
that's why you're stuck with me.
It's a working vacation, actually.
That's
fair.
true.
Which means she gets paid for indulging herself.
That's the way to do it. This is honestly amazing. Gavin, if you had to guess at like number of hours on the phone, number of emails exchanged, all of to put a season like this together, honestly, it has to be a lot.
Like 1,000? I don't know.
Easily, right?
Easily. We've got 7 senior staff members who everyone's working on it. We've got, our technical director is working with the tours, making sure that they can fit in the theater. They're working with our facilities manager to make sure it's going to be at the right temp. They're talking about that.
That's amazing.
They work with our education director about setting up outreach with the local schools, setting up student matinees.
Oh, I forgot that part as well.
Mm-hmm. This is actually our most amount of student matinees this year, too.
Very cool.
Which are, personally, those are my favorite part of the whole job, are those student matinees. There's nothing like those kids just loving the shows.
Honestly, growing up here, that's where I caught the bug. And surprisingly, I can't believe this. When we were sophomores in high school, they took us to King Lear. scarred me for life. But no, it's great to get that access. We're really privileged here in Cache Valley, and it's easy to take for granted. So don't. Get out and support these shows. Enjoy yourself, but also show that it's good to come to Cache Valley. The seats will sell. CacheArts.org for the entire lineup and buying tickets. Every one of these shows on sale now. And Gavin, thank you. Charlie, thank you. To our listeners, thank you. Stick around. We're going to be talking about the Helitrack fire